So Solafid switching off the liner, which perhaps is a bit surprising because I sort of feel like it's a good matchup. But maybe they just feel like they got there, and sometimes you just want to switch up.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Dark Seed was great because it was a surprise. A lot of cards in Duelyst are very, very powerful when your opponent doesn't account for them, and that's one of the, I think that's the spirit of Duelyst, that something is really strong if you don't play around it. But now that Solafid is thinking about Dark Seed, it's probably a good matchup for them, yeah.
This turn is because you have the option to kill the 2/3, but how relevant do you think it is? Would you like spend your entire hand here? And if you want to play the 4 wins on the man tower, is in a dangerous spot.
Yeah, I think that second consideration is definitely the bigger of the two, where Abyssian has a lot of trouble answering a 4 wins. It's basically just lure into punching it, and putting it on the mana tile so they can just Spectral Blade it really lets them off the hook. So yeah, I think Solafid is valuing keeping the 4 wins safe here a lot more than clearing the 2/3. And even lure here is pretty gross, right? Because you're either you're running in your 2/3 anyway, or you have to equip a Spectral Blade, and then probably you have to expect that it's going to get eaten by a Blood Rage Master and other 4 wins.
This double doesn't feel really good to me at all.
Yeah, because now Droplett is sort of knows that they're opening themselves up to a second 4 wins.
I mean, exactly. Those are a really valuable card, and Songhai loves to put their like minions in the back line. Yeah, and like Solafid does have the next one, so I don't know how Droplet's going to deal with this.
Yeah, I mean, later on they have Revenant, of course, but for the next 2 turns, it's going to be really hard. They could have considered hitting the first 4 wins with face, and leaving their 2/3 on the board so that it constrains the positioning of the second 4 wins a little bit more, and then maybe they can use their 2/3 somehow with like a dancing. I don't know. I mean, that doesn't. There are still places where Solafid could have put it that would have been safe. So it's not so clear what Droplet is supposed to do there. I think maybe probably they just didn't have the cards in their hand to deal with back-to-back 4 wins, unfortunately.
Yeah, it also suggests they didn't have a 2 or 3 drop, because they could have moved down and played like a 3 drop on the tile, and then whipped the 4 wins into the spot where, like in the middle, where the Healing Mystic and Casper could still hit it. So yeah, maybe they do just have quite a weak hand.
Yeah, that's maybe one of the downsides of putting Dark Seeds in your deck, is that you can kind of drop them when you'd really rather be doing something else.
Solafid, meanwhile, has a pretty good hand.
Yeah, I mean, this Rejuve is pretty effective at being tough to clear and threatening the 4 wins. So Solafid have to go out of their way to clear it.
Looks like they're not going to clear it as such, but take it out the fight with the Jux and send everything face.
Yeah, this is a super high skill line.
Yeah, if in doubt, everything face.
But I mean, actually, it's difficult. My sort of natural inclination as a player is always to clear stuff. So it does take some thought from Solafid to switch gears here and say, okay, the way I'm going to win this game is by going face. And I mean, this is not guaranteed, right? Droplett could turn around and double Void Pulse or something, and then Solafid probably loses, right? They just spent their whole hand, and not going to kill Droplett anytime soon if they heal up. But yeah, Droplett doesn't have that, and Solafid takes it with their aggressive line.